Photovoice Presentation, Understanding Social Class, Charisma, and Community by Jean Ware. The photo voice presentation explore how social class, privilege, and oppressions appear in many communities, using photos as visual evidence. I connect these experiences in this Irish Young theory of the five phases of oppression, exploring marginalization, powerless cultures, impersonalism, and violence. The goal is to show how class inadequate is not only an individual problem, but also a structure shaped by social institute and everyday practice. Photo one, housing inadequate, luxury housing versus public housing. What inspired me to take this photo? I noticed the visual contrast between high-end resident building and other housing in the same area. These physical differences reflect adequate equal access to resource. Sorry. Housing inadequate is a visual example of how social class shapes daily life. Neighborhood with greater health, wealth often receive more investment and service while low-income community face neglect according to young marginalization occur when certain groups are excluded from meaningful participation in society, including access to housing and resource. Young 1990. What is being community about classism? The photo highlight how wealth influence live condition, neighborhood safety, and access service such as school and transportation. Connect, connect to young five phases of oppression. This example reflects marginalization because how low income residents can limit access to quality housing and community resources. This photo demonstrates how urban development can reinforce class division when affordable housing is limited. The service worker, number two photo shows service worker low wage service. That inspired me to what inspired me to take this picture and how it connects to young phases, phases of oppression, complication of resilience. Young explain exploring a process in which the labor of one group benefit another group. Service workers often provide essential service while receiving relatively low wages limited to benefit. This structure reflects borders economic inequity, inadequate with society. Number three photo shows school resource different education inequality. That's what inspired me to take this picture. Education opportunity where varies wide between community dependent funding and resource. What is being communicating about classism? Students in lower income community may have fewer education resources, which can affect long-term opportunity and connect to young five phases of oppression. The young describe powerless as condition where individuals have little authority or influence over decisions affecting their lives. Education equality can reinforce social class division because of access to quality education strongly affected economic mobility. Number five, the conclusion. Inequality of social class can be seen in various aspects of everyday life, such as housing, employment, and education. These inequalities are not necessarily the result of individual choices, but rather the result of structural factors. Equality in social class can be seen in various aspects of everyday life, such as housing, employment, and education. These inequalities are not necessarily the result of individual choices, but rather than resulting of structure factors. By applying concept of young framework, we can understand the oppression of social class, inequality, institution, and social system. This is important for social worker because inequality can only result through support of structural work. Thank you.